What can we do? Well, in a minute we'll get to the futuristic stuff, but actually, there's something you can do right now at your next barbecue that's really delicious. It's called a blended burger.
We use Angus beef. We are just going to chop some portobello, which we use in our burger. After they have been cooked in, we just literally massage it in and then make a patty with it.
This is Chef Jahangir Mehta. We're in the kitchen at his restaurant Graffiti in New York, and he's making me his signature graffiti burger. About 25% of it is mushrooms and other herbs and spices, hence the term blended burger. It's kind of like the hybrid car of burgers, so it uses less beef, which is good for all the reasons that I talked about. But that's not why he does it. In fact, on the menu it just says graffiti burger, no mention of the mushrooms.
You don't think it's different. It's just there. We've never viewed ourselves as how this whole trend is, veg-centric restaurants, and then we never call ourselves that. This is our food, and this is what we do. So basically, that's why we call it a graffiti burger, and the restaurant graffiti too, because it is just my style of food. If people ask me, what is that? That's my style of food.
Some of that style comes from growing up in Mumbai. Some of it comes from training at the great French restaurant Jean-Georges. Jahangir describes his cooking as a white lady wearing an Indian sari. He makes small burger patties. They're actually like mini burgers. And he seasons them almost sort of like the lamb kebabs you'd see on the streets of Mumbai. Garlic, onion, cilantro, turmeric, cumin, coriander, chili powder. I mean, the works. And then onto the griddle.
So we cook it about to medium rare. Again, if someone wants it differently, we are always willing to do it differently. But
if someone orders it and they say, I want it well done, doesn't that make you a little bit sad?
No. I have always been in the belief that if you like it that way, then why should we be the one judging you? Because your palate enjoys it that way. I think this is one thing I learned this was years ago. I worked for Jean-Georges when we had first opened Jean-Georges as a restaurant. And at that time, smoking was allowed at the bar. And one day I heard the chef saying, his executive chef saying, that I can't believe they're doing this 9-course tasting menu with this amazing bottle of wine that they have bought for 4,000, 5,000, and they keep smoking the whole time, every course. They can't even taste anything. And I heard Jean-Georges repeat and say, well, if that is how they enjoy their meal, so be it. They like that palate of that smoky aspects of cancer. That's their fault. But not me.
Jahangir puts the small burger on a grilled mini bun, and he tops it with lettuce, red onion, and fried enoki mushrooms.
One thing I have to say, I never understood how Americans can open their mouth so large to put in anything. Like when I first came, I could not believe how you can eat some of the things over here. And so I think this is the largest, a 2.5-ounce patty is the largest I can open my mouth. So that's why we have it at 2.5 ounces. That was the architecture of it.
Right, so function over form.
Function over form. Though I am American, I'm very proud of it, but I've still not mastered that aspect. It was not a question on the
citizenship test. Well, I'll have to call the citizenship office about that.
Definitely. Or a cat sandwich or something like that with a half a pound or 1 pound of meat or whatever they put.
Should we eat?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh, man. It's so good. The crunchy mushrooms on top. I mean, I know it's not your goal to trick people, but if you wanted to trick people and tell people that it was a full beef burger, I would definitely believe you. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, I think because we put so many spices and herbs in it, and we also call it a kebab burger, it's like a style of a kebab, and people actually think it's made with lamb. And I think if we were in some third world country, we could have just said yes to it and made more money on it. But we like to be a little more honest here, I think, in this country.
That's not going to get you very far. That's Chef Jahangir Mehta. His restaurants in New York are Graffiti and Metaphor. And he was nice enough to share the recipe for his graffiti burger. We'll put it on sporkful.com in the post for this episode. Also, if you want to find a great blended burger near you, the James Beard Foundation is doing a big event this summer called the Blended Burger Project. They got over 300 restaurants around the country taking part, from the Wandering Table in Spokane, Washington